Hello. Yeah, we're back. We're working through Tours of the Multiverse, Chapter 6, 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide. Some of the descriptions they've given us have been really short, really a little bit lacking, but it is what it is, man. Honestly, you could fill up 800 pages on all of these planes and still not touch everything. So hopefully they're giving you enough to get interested in a plane and, I want to take an adventurers there. But that's the whole purpose here, just kind of describing the cosmology, not getting into details, leaving it for us to define and implement as we feel necessary as individual DMs. So let's continue reading along. The next section we have is the elemental plane of air. Let's read. The plane of air is home to constant winds of varying strengths. Here and there, chunks of earth drift in the openness, many covered with lush vegetation. These earth motes serve as homes for Djinn and other natives of the plane. Other creatures live on cloud banks infused with magic to become solid surfaces, supporting towns and castles. Drifting clouds can obscure visibility in any direction in the plane. Storms are frequent, ranging from strong thunderstorms to fierce tornadoes or mighty hurricanes. The air is mild except near the para-elemental planes at either end of the plane where the temperatures are more extreme. Rain and snow falling only in parts of the plane nearest to the para-elemental plane of ice. Although few landmarks distinguish one area of the plane of air from any other, the following are notable features of the plane. Aqua. Here and there are hidden realms reachable only by the following a particular sequence of flowing winds. Fabled Aqua is one such realm, a shining domain of silver spires and verdant gardens atop a fertile earth moat. The Wind Dukes of Aqua are dedicated to law and good, and they maintain a vigilant watch against the depredations of elemental evil. They are served by Aarakocra. The Labyrinth Winds. Much of the plane of air is a complex web of airstreams, currents, and winds called the Labyrinth Winds. These range from stiff breezes to howling gales that can rip a creature apart. Even the most skilled flying creatures must navigate these currents carefully, flying with the winds and not against them. Mistral's Reach is another location. Located near the para-elemental plane of ice, the Mistral Reach is a region of frigid winds and driving snowstorms. Earth motes in this reach are covered with snow and ice. And then you have the Sirocco Straits. The Sirocco Straits is the region of the plane nearest to the para-elemental plane of ash, where hot, dry winds scour earth motes into barren chunks of rocks. And some plane of air adventures. The essential nature of air is movement, animation, and inspiration. Air is the breath of life, the winds of change, the fresh breezes that clear away the fog of ignorance, and the stuffiness of old ideas. Excuse me. When turned towards wicked ideals by cultists of elemental evil, elemental air represents destructive power turned to vengeful ends. Cultists of evil air wield howling storms to forcefully express their personal freedom or lay claim to things they feel they have been wrongfully denied. Okay. Plane of air. You got the four elementals: air, earth, wind, and fire. Obviously, goes without saying there's going to be a lot of flying critters up in here. Didn't give you a ton of information. That's the end of our reading section, by the way. The next few minutes will be comments. Kind of a theme for this section, Touring the Multiverse, and I apologize. It's not my fault they didn't give us more, but that's okay. There's plenty of content out there. So for this one, for the next four, the inner planes, the elemental planes, I'm going to refer us to this book. The Inner Planes by Monty Cook. This was published back in 1998. This is your treatise, as it were, on your elemental planes, quasi-elemental, and para-elemental planes. Lots and lots and lots of details. I'm not going to get bit by bit, page by page. I'll just kind of refer to this over the next couple. But if you really want to get into some of your elemental plane work, if you're, here's an example. If you are a DM and you have a warlock with a genie pact running around in your campaign, you have features of the elemental planes in play because they have either a Djinn, a Deo, an Ifrit, or a Merid that's serving as their patron. And these patrons usually live on the outer plane, or on the inner planes, on one of the elemental planes that they are suffused with. So, a lot of times you're like, there's really, it can be hard to run an adventure in the airplane or in the water plane and the fire plane. You're right. But more so in 5th edition than ever, we actually have direct personal connections between some of our classes and some of our races, the Genasi's, the Eladrins, things like that are representative of the inner planes as much as we've ever had. So even if you don't plan on running adventures within the inner planes, you should be familiar with them. And I'm going to be honest, what they gave us in the 5e or in the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide is enough to be familiar with the idea of each of the outer planes. If you're never going to go adventuring here, you're not going to do anything but refer to them, then this book is plenty. The Elemental Plane of Air section is here. Here is all you really need, providing you're not going to do any adventuring there. But if you want to go adventuring there, please check out the second edition guidebook to the inner planes. A lot of details, a lot of adventure ideas, a lot of non-player characters, distinct locations, a lot of content and details that will help you make the inner planes feel more alive. I know it's like, wait, we're the elemental plane of air. What's there? There's just air. Nothing but air. Well, we just established that we have floating castles on magically created cloud banks. We do have earth moats that float around in the elemental plane of air that hold cities and castles and all of that. So yeah, if your players can't fly, you got no business sending them to the plane of air, man. They're just going to fall forever. But if you're wanting to expand your adventure a little bit more, take it to somewhere grandiose, somewhere unique, where the sky is filled with dragons and rocks going from island to island, then you can have a lot of fun in the plane of air. But never forget that it's absolutely lethal. If you can't fly, you're toast, man. So keep those kind of things in mind when you get into your to your inner planes. Well, I'm going to go ahead and leave this video off there. Short, sweet, quick and simple, as has been most of the sections for the tours of the multiverse in the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your time. Likes, follows, subscribes are appreciated. Join us over on Twitch for live chat and where you continue through this. Someday we'll get through this book together. Anyway, my apologies. But hey, thanks for being here. Again, cannot recommend Planescape, second edition Planescape enough if you're into the Outer Planes. This is, in my opinion, your be-all and all sources for adventures to deal with multiplanar adventures. Thanks for hanging out. Likes, follows, subscribes, appreciated. We'll see you for the next episode.